Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of my Hardcore Minecraft series. In today's episode, we're doing a little bit of something to get a little bit better progress done in my world, because there's something I've been noticing. I've always wasting a bunch of time moving my beacon from one place to another. As you can see from right here, I've decided to move it to my central tower for now. But that goes into what we're planning for today's episode. So I guess first things first, you can see I've moved my beacon down here. It's just below there where I'm going to be building my nether room eventually. For now it's just here, I just have to shift it back a couple blocks so it was out of the way. And now this is at the very center. We might go in with a little bit of color so it's not the basic default beam. But today we're going to be doing a few things. Number one, we need more withers to get more beacons because we need those nether stars. So to do that, I don't want to go and just spend hours in any nether fortress just going around with my looting 3 sword. That will speed up the process, but it'll still take forever. And I don't just want one more beacon. I want many more. Because over on my museum, I need at least 4 for the design choice I made. And I need 1 for here. I need probably a couple maybe for the nether. And then just other future projects, I'll need more. So first things first, we're going to build a wither farm. And by wither farm, I of course mean a wither skeleton farm. And in preparation of this, you might be able to see I've updated my ice path just a little bit here. If I can place it in here, it's kind of hard to get your boat in. But using a bit of blue ice, I spent a long time gathering that. And I've gone, because it's quite far away, I spent a couple hours just looking for a fortress in the biome that I want. So this farm that I'm making is one by ianxofour. It's an older version, it's not the newest version of it. So you can see this is quite far away. And it needs a soul sand valley. So this was the only one I could find within thousands and thousands of blocks. So we're going down here, and this also saves me on rockets, so I never have to use them to get to this farm. As you can see, it's taking me forever to get here. But this one is going to be interesting. So I first found it underground, took the cords, then built this massive pathway. Took me forever to get the blue ice because I had to mine. I probably took around 3 or 4 at least of the icebergs in a ice biome to get all the packed ice and then craft it up into the blue ice. But this block right here is the one we are looking for. This is at 127 and there's nothing below it of more bedrock. So we're going to try a bedrock breaking technique. So we take all these in here. I'm going to put on my full netherite. We then place this here. I think it's like that. 2 obsidian, 1 here, like this, and then that. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go into our controls, keybinds, down to this one. Right click, we're going to rebind to this one. 9 works. So on my keypad, the number pad, number 9. And this just lets me click a lot faster. You can see like this. If I just hold it down, it's faster than holding right click. So if I go under here, click once. I'm going to hold 9 to eat quickly, just in case. Clean up my inventory. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to press this lever. Come over here. Look at this top pixel corner here of this bottom obsidian and hold down the number 9. It can be any key as long as it's not your right click. It just makes you click a lot faster. You can also use probably like an auto clicker or macro or something, but this is just much faster. And then I'm just going to hold it, and hopefully if the piston is in the same orientation as now, it'll place it and it should break the bedrock below. If not, you're going to see a long flashback recording of me doing this many, many times. Let's get into it. Alright, that looks promising. First try. Yeah, because the last one that's right beside my original portal, that took me about, I don't know, 13 tries. I don't remember. I mentioned it in my video when I first showed it. Looks like I got some friends down there. Let's quickly switch back the controls so I'm not making any mistakes. Back to right click. And we're going to head down. Let's survey a little bit. Put everything back into the right spots. I need my food, rockets, put the elytra back on, and let's hop down. Clear this guy out, and where's my path? So I made a path down here. took a while to find a good location because most of this fortress is actually buried underground. I made slight preparations. Let's see if I can find it again. So you can see it down there. Ooh. Let's clear out this. This biome is good because there's very few spawns, so I don't really have to do much spawn proofing, which is something I don't want to do. And there it is. That's what I was looking for. So I quickly used a mini HUD. It showed me the boundaries of this whole the Nether Fortress, and this is where I'm going to be putting my platform. And this is around where I want it because I have a lot of biomes really close by. This is probably not the best one, but for my seed in my world, this is going to be the best. So I'm going to build up the platform here, and then everything else is going to go on the Nether roof. So let's quickly build that up. Alright, but first, before we get to it, we need to actually gather all the materials. So I've started gathering them up here. You can see I got a bunch of nether bricks. I got these from actually my bartering farm, all the bricks that I got. Not enough though, so I'll probably need to harvest a couple from the fortress itself, but I've got a bunch of other things. This is the ianxofour material list. The only thing I'm missing is some turtle eggs. So I need 4 turtle eggs for the pigmen to have them despawn. So I'm going to go over and try and find a warm biome. I think I know a couple. One of them is actually my old sand gathering place. That place, I did find a couple of frogs. Oh, and I can get the... Do I have a pair of shears? I do. I can get the seagrass blossom over there. Alright, we've got a dolphin helping us out a little bit. We're going to try and swim around this kind of coral reef. Well, it looks like he's given up on us already. But I know I saw some turtles here way back when, like months ago. So I don't know if they can still spawn since I've destroyed so much of the beach. But it was around here where I found the first set. And I did get some turtle eggs. I don't know what I did with them. Oh, and I think that's a turtle over there. There we go. So I might have some turtle eggs. Actually, let's check this chest. No, bit of coal though. I'll take that. Some resources I've forgotten about. But we're gonna let these guys do their work. I think I see another turtle over here. Hopefully we can find a second for it. And then we can get all the eggs we need. And then we should be good to start. All right, 1 and 2. Let's see if they find their way to each other. This guy might need a little bit of help getting out from underneath there. There we go. Oh, looks like this guy's gonna start first, where he's digging up his eggs, and we'll see. So need a bit more sand. What was that? Okay, so maybe not for him. Oh, this guy? Okay, now he's starting. Let's see. Okay, no. So we got 1. We got our silk touch. Let's see. At least 2, please. 1, 2. Alright, so we just need this guy to lay at least 2, and then we should be good to go. Otherwise, I'm going to be hanging around here a little bit longer. Oh, and 3. Okay, so this guy. Oh. I might have crushed one. Yeah, I think I crushed one. But we got 4, and that's all we need for the farm, so let's get back to it. Alright, and here we are. So we got a fully functioning wither farm. Didn't have to do any of the mob proofing or anything. And look, 2 wither skulls. I've only been hitting for about like 10 seconds now. So the second I ended that flashback clip, I immediately started hitting. And I've already got 2 skulls. So definitely helps with using the looting 3 sword. I might end up setting up a, like, what was that, the 3rd? Yeah, we've already got a 3rd. So I might end up setting like a sorting system in here just to make things a little bit quicker. If you want to understand how the actual whole thing works, it'd be best to go check out ianxofour's tutorial. I'll leave a link to that in the description below. He can explain it much better than I can, and he understands all the mechanics behind it. So I'm going to stay here for a little bit, get some more wither skulls, and of course I'm going to gather a bunch of coal because that's always a useful thing to have. This farm is 3 things in 1. I don't need my skeleton farm from my spawner. For the bones, I now have infinite coal, so I can maybe start using that instead of the lava, but not much different for that in my super smelter. But now I've got a lot more torches, something I'm always running out of. That was another skull, already 5. You can just see, just by standing here talking, I've already gathered 5 wither skulls, and I just have to hit every so often. Does this have sweeping edge? It doesn't have sweeping edge. I don't know if that makes a difference. I thought that was the 6th one. Oh, there was the 6th one. I've got to get close because I think they're putting on the heads. Yeah, there we go. If I got to kill them a little bit quicker. So that's already 7. So I'll probably get a couple just so I have enough beacons for my museum as well as any other places that I might need them for like haste or regeneration and things like that. So I'm going to AFK a little bit, get a couple more, and then we can start building, or can't really build them yet, we got to defeat the Wither. So let's see how many different ways I can face him. But before we get to that, I just want to show off how this kind of works, I guess to the best of my ability. So as you can see here, we have our wither skeletons spawning in. They can see my iron golem, so then they make their way through. But the blazes, they don't really care, and any skeletons would be too short to go through. I know I said I would leave it to ianxofour to explain, but I'm just going to give a basic. So the blazes are kind of taking up the mob cap a little bit, but not enough. And if we can wait long enough, you can see these guys. So the pigmen chase after these, but this is out of my render distance or the loading distance because it's a sphere around your character. So the second they get past like these 2 walls here, they despawn. So the only way I could probably improve is if I spawn proofed up here a little bit, just these areas, anything above me, using a little bit of free cam just to see a bit better for these kinds of things because it's impossible to tell if there's any holes. But it looks like just the blazes, and then we're going to get a couple ghasts coming in too. So this is, you can already see it's really coming through, getting lots. You could probably use a little bit of fall damage to make it a little faster. That's 10. It's also a nice XP farm. So if I ever need to recharge anything, just toss it to my offhand. And we're going to do a bunch of things all at once. Need to deal with all these swords though, so we'll probably have some sort of filtering system set up. But now let's go get ready with the wither. Alright, so I've gathered enough for 5 withers in total, and I got the soul sand ready. So we're going to do 5 different stages of fighting it, from safest to most dangerous. Since this is hardcore, this one, the very last one, is going to be a little bit tricky. But first up, the most simple of course, is the bedrock trap. Alright, so first up, the bedrock trap. So I've come here to my end dimension, and underneath the portal, I've made a little 5x5 room. So I think it's, if you go, I'm just going off of what I just saw online quickly. So we're going to do our 4 soul sand. I'm going to pop back up, grab our 3 skulls, and when I place this one, he'll be trapped in here. So let's just go straight away. Let's switch to my good gear. And we'll wait for him to come up, and then hopefully he spawns in the right place. Looks like he's sending a couple guys through. We're gonna have to maybe make a path a little bit lower. Looks like he's damaging himself, and we could probably speed this up if we use our axe. So this is obviously the easiest of the 5. And there we go. Looks like this guy wanted to get a... Oh. Not sure why he's mad at me now. But there we go. 1 nether star complete. Alright, next up is the very far underground in Deep Slate. Because of its blast resistant properties, Deep Slate is very resistant to the Wither's explosions. So the next one is going to be, I'm just going to stand in this hallway. Don't have any torches, that's why I'm using a bit of flint and steel just to keep a little bit of lighting. And we're going to throw these on top, back up, and then just shoot them with a bow. This should be the second easiest. So let's get to it. So it looks like he floated up slightly. We're just going to be hitting his tail to start with. This is the actual method I used to kill the first wither and get my first beacon. So we're just going to slowly back up, let him slowly mine his way through. Hopefully we get him before he hits these diamonds, and he's already in melee range. So now we just have to be careful. Try and kill him before he gets to the diamonds. Want to keep those safe. And just a few more hits. Haven't even gotten hit by the wither yet. He's almost at the diamonds. Almost. Come on. A little bit faster. Faster, faster. And there we go. And there is our second nether star. Alright, so the third technique for dealing with the wither is your hired help iron golem army. So this one's a little bit tricky. You have to kind of prepare the setting for them. Because if you were to do it in like an open space like this is one of my... I did do one attempt here, as you can see, but because it was too tall, the wither kind of just floated away and I had to kill him myself, and I was not prepared for it, so I got very damaged in the process. But I went and I came back into my kind of deep slate mine here, and I mined out a nice little chunk here, so it's much easier, and the iron golems shouldn't have a problem reaching him. So we're going to spawn him in, and then we're going to go along with our shears, and we're going to shear all these guys, get them all hired in. We're going to wait a little bit. We're going to place these. I'll explain as we go. We're going to wait until he's a little bit further in. We'll probably start at the back here so that when he spawns, these guys aren't able to go to him immediately. And there we go. Let's get the last three. And now we're going to fly all the way back here. Looks like they're in a peaceful standoff right now. And, okay, now they're attacking. There we go. Come on, maybe if I bring him a little closer. It's going to be a very kind of slow if it's just the one. Come on, guys, get a little bit closer. He's kind of just shoving him into a corner. The one will be doing half the work. Alright, looks like he's getting a little bit of help from friends. I spawned a bunch of you guys. What's going on? I guess we're just going to follow down this hallway. Let's light it up as we go. Okay, so I guess that solves the problem. You only need 2 iron golems. And that's the third technique. Alright, now we're on to our fourth type of battle here, is a locked-in cage. So I've made a room of obsidian which should hold decently against this guy, since most of the time he'll be firing at me. I've got the bedrock floor to keep him from getting away that way. Got a lot of this stuff from my bartering farm. That really came in handy, so I didn't have to go and farm all this obsidian. But we're just going to do a locked-in cage. I've got a little bit of help with the golden apples and some potions, but we're going to lock him in. We're going to bow him down and then finish him off with my axe. So let's get into it. We're going to use this small little extra bit of obsidian I had left as a little bit of a shield. Hopefully this works well and we do not die. So let's get it started. So we're going to start off by using this as a way to get around. Maybe we'll go for the potion of strength. Let's get our regen in too. And then we're gonna melee him down. Just keep an eye on my health. Don't want it getting too low. Looks like we're not losing too much health so far. Getting knockback is quite crazy. We're gonna eat a golden apple for the absorption and a little bit of the regen and get that hunger back. So that we're naturally regenerating health on top. We're just gonna brute force our way through. 3 hearts down, 4 hearts down. Let's eat up another golden apple, get that regen back. That should bring us back up, pop us up fully, and then we're gonna finish him off real quick here. Make sure we're timing our hits so we're not losing anything. And there we go. That is our 4th nether star. Got a long wither here, so we're gonna have to keep eating up. Broke quite a bit of this little jail cell I made for him, but that is another way to face the wither. Alright, and now we're on to our final fight. So we're out here and it's going to be an open air fight, the most dangerous of fights you can kind of do with against the Wither, because now I no longer have the control of a roof over top of me, or the kind of area isn't to my advantage, but that's just going to make it that much harder. So we're going to place him in. I'm in this mesa very far from my base. That's also recommended. Don't do it anywhere near anything you want to keep. I might be able to get a bit of terracotta in the process, but we're going to spawn him in. 1, 2, 3. We're going to fall back a little bit. Most of this is going to be done via bow. We're going to regen potion just in case. That's a 45 seconds of regen 1. And we're just going to take it slow and try and keep him under control. We don't want to get too many. I should have brought probably a little bit of milk, but I think the regen is going to be good. Getting a little bit of lag where it's bouncing off of him. We gotta maybe get a little bit of distance. They are quite fast, especially in hard mode. He's basically just going to be camping right on top of me, and every time I'm hit, it's kind of bouncing me off. Alright, we're starting to lose a little bit of hunger, so we're going to golden apple up, get that regen, absorption, and the saturation. The knockback is really messing with me. Most of this fight is going to be just looking up and keeping an eye on my health. Looks like I accidentally hit myself with my own arrow there, which is going to be a little bit detrimental to myself. Looks like we're taking some damage. Golden apple up again. Get my axe back out. Keep him from going back to flight mode. We're going to hit him a couple more times. Getting that terracotta in the process. Unlocking some new crafting recipes. A little less tense than it should be. And 1, 2, and 3. And there is our 5th nether star. Alright, we're back at our main base, and we're going to be crafting our beacons. So that's 5 beacons total. So let's head over. We're going to need a little bit of materials. Let's see, do I have any gold? Got a bit of gold, I'll use that. And we're going to start by adding them to my museum. As you can see, it is getting quite finished here. By the time this video goes out, I might have most of the dome out, all completed. But it's going to come down here. I've already set up all the iron. I did this a long time ago. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And we got 4 beacons. Are these gonna knock out? There we go. So now we can start adding things. So let's go. Oh, I guess it's not a complete beacon. Let's fix that quickly. Alright, now that we've got that complete, we can start adding some boosts. So let's get some resistance. Save me from any creepers. I've had a couple spawn in and deal lots of damage to me. We can go, don't want haste because everything's already very easy to break. So let's go jump boost 2, and I guess just regeneration for the last one. Or I guess we can go speed regeneration. So let's watch that up. So now we are looking pretty good in the beacon effects. Now we just have to get a little bit of glass to color these slightly differently, and we are good to go. And that is another thing completed off my checklist. Alright, and we're going to put away our last beacon. This will be kind of my mobile beacon. I'm going to need to get a set of either iron, gold, or other precious blocks so that whenever I need to set up a beacon, like for harvesting certain materials in a certain part of the world, I can easily set one up just by going into my ender chest. But I think that's where we're going to leave it for today. We've done quite a bit. We got lots of things done. We got 5 withers down, got the new wither farm, so anytime I do need another beacon or maybe just coal and bones, that'll be where I get that. But if you enjoyed today's episode, please leave a like and subscribe for more episodes coming soon. Until next time.